Hello, dear fiends of the den. I am that Rose Noir, your underground icon, back on the mic, back at it in the Dark Entertainment Network, still demonetized. And I want to talk more about these dark theories that are going around the internet surrounding the White House and its demolition. Let's dive in. Now, yesterday I got some great comments that I did address, and I'm going to get to that later in the week. But if you didn't see what's going on, there are parallels to the Sumerian palace created by King Nebuchadnezzar II, who, oddly enough, Saddam Hussein back in the 90s, remember the entire Iraq war, and I was in high school when George H.W. Bush began that war. It started with the Kuwait fields burning, all of that oil, and we watched, and American troops were sent in, and we were told that there were weapons of mass destruction. Now, 30 years later, we were told there was not weapons of mass destruction, but the rumors out there is that the United States wanted control of this Stargate, and Saddam Hussein based his entire propaganda personality on being the reincarnation of King Nebuchadnezzar and returning Iraq to its glory of ancient Babylon. Now, obviously, we just had the No Kings protest, and Trump responded by demolishing the East Wing of the White House. And we know that this is where his 90,000 square foot ballroom is going. So I believe that the people surrounding him do want him to be a king. I don't know why. I find it so odd, especially if you grew up in democracy. But I feel like if Trump himself doesn't know all of these ancient secrets or all of this ancient history, the people around him do and are building these things as a symbolic way to somehow say that Trump was not president, but Trump reigned over the United States of America, which is not what is supposed to happen. But here we are. But if you ask me, it is unsustainable. Now, my theory and everyone else's theory is the reason he gave this bailout to Argentina is the same country that was very Nazi friendly after or during and after World War II. And I just wonder, is Trump and Pam Bondi, and they're not going to take Cash Patel with them, definitely, is Caroline Levitt, are all of these people going to escape to Argentina? Is that what the distraction of demolishing the East Wing was about? It's just, it feels like a conspiracy theory, but if you break it down with all of the absolute insanity and disregard for the Constitution, for any sort of laws, for any sort of measures that you're supposed to take to preserve anything, everything just seems to be, we're living in the upside down, it feels. And what is the purpose? Was democracy perfect? No, but nothing is perfect. It's a living, breathing existence. Just like everywhere else, we have to work with it and we have to honor it to make it work. I just don't understand how so many people are so willing to give this up. I did have a comment saying we're not a cult because we question things, but are you questioning things now because things are going terribly wrong? Or did you question things before then, like the rest of us did? Because I mean, I've told you, I was a registered Republican from 1994 to 2015 because MAGA did not align with my values. So now I am a registered Democrat, so I can at least vote in primaries. But I'm not saying that any of these parties completely align with all of my ideals. But I believe in human rights. I believe that people should be fed. I believe that people are undocumented, not illegal. I believe that ICE needs to calm the hell down because you guys are not going to be immune from the terror and the harm you have caused people. And the reason I say cult is because of the hats and the t-shirts and the flags and everything, all of the apparel, everything that goes along with it. And I don't understand how you couldn't question it earlier. You're questioning it now because it affects you or it affects someone you know. But it's a ripple effect. When something affects one person, it ends up down the line affecting everyone, even the wealthy. They think it doesn't affect them, but they just have enough money right now where they don't need to pay attention. But eventually, when resources start running out, it's going to start running out for them too. And no amount of money is going to get them what they need when other people need to survive. And poor people are scrappy and used to having to figure out how to survive, and the rich have had everything handed to them on a silver platter. So that's what you need to question. You need to question why Trump has only aligned himself with the wealthy. It's because he is the wealthy. I don't understand how he managed to make people think he was just like everyone else. He never has been. But I'll say this, starting to wake up now and questions things now is definitely helpful, and it's a step in the right direction in maintaining our democracy the way we need to be, the way it should be, the way it's always been. Wasn't perfect, but it wasn't that broken that, well, it maybe it was that broken that Trump came in so easily and did all of this and created a cult of people behind him who believe that people are illegal and moms should be ripped away from their children for picking them up from school because they don't have the proper documentation. Very 1930s Germany, and it's happening here in the United States, and people are still cheering it. But you have to start to wake up. If it's going to happen to your neighbor over there, eventually it's going to happen to you too. So I just wanted to say thank you out there to everyone who agrees with me, disagrees with me here in the den. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and let's keep discussing all of the darkness surrounding us right now. And if you're looking for more, I have a lot of different playlists. I have the Epstein conspiracy, royalty, conspiracies around the world, haunted Hollywood history. I'm just up to the late 20s, early 30s with the talkies. And I've also got the paranormal and true crime playlist, as well as some Hollywood fictional stories I started working on and have not gotten to in a few months. So, thank you all so much for joining me in the Demonetized Den. Check out this next clip to see what you can do to help me out with that. Don't forget, because I bring you the truth, the den has been demonetized, and it's a signal from the shadows. So if you'd like to support the dark entertainment and Rose Noir's investigations, you can do so by tipping the detective. The paypal.me link is in the bio. Again, thank you so much for joining me in the den. If you've got something to say, send me an email at welcome to the den podcast at gmail.com.